From a possum update on our last adoption special to our longest resident who is still looking for her forever home, we have some absolutely amazing pets and news for you all on today's show. That and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us Saturday morning. Now, if you're a fan of everything spooky or if you just like cute little fuzzy things, this little one is sure to brighten your day with her adorable puppy antics. We'll meet her in just a bit. And speaking of adorable puppy antics, we'll introduce you to the gorgeous Maxine, AHS's longest resident, who has been with us for 80 days and counting. We have no idea how she's been here so long, and we need your help to finally find the home she deserves. And while all kitties are wonderful, I think it's safe to say that this one is great. What do you think, Bree?
You know, Frosted Flake here, I could just eat him up. He is such a cutie, and he's been snuggling with me here in the studio and purring and just a little lover. He still has a lot of growing to do, as you can tell by the size of his ears and his eyes. He is tiny right now. Speaking of tiny, everyone is in the process of going back to school this month. So if you've got little humans that are heading back to school, remember that AHS offers really great programming that complements your schoolwork. So you can have your school reach out to AHS, and they offer these customized programs that can help really supplement the kids' learning. And they can even bring in some fun critters or pets to interact with. And it's very educational and really fun. So something to keep in mind, and definitely go to our website and check it out.
Absolutely. We love our education and outreach team. They offer so many amazing programs for schools, for individuals, and even at home as well. So thank you so much for that reminder, Bree. And our first pup of the show isn't creepy, kooky, spooky, or ooky. Well, at least we don't think so, but she is named after one of the most recognizable characters, I think. What do you think, Perry?
Morticia, absolutely. She doesn't exactly look like Morticia. They're a little cuter. Very, very cute. In fact, this little one, it's a 9-week-old little female Chihuahua mix, came in with 3 of her siblings, over-the-counter strays, and unfortunately, mom was dead at the scene, so these little guys were orphans. They went off to our bottle baby ICU, where they spent some time, and then eventually a foster home where they gained weight. They have been healthy the entire time, miraculously, so they're doing really, really, really well. And look how cute. You know, she was really, really shy when I first picked her up, and she is just raring to go now. She sees a big doggy over there. I think she wants to go play. You know, we talk about long-timers a lot. You mentioned Maxine. We talk about volunteers a lot. Well, here's an instance where we got the two of them together. We have our group volunteers, and they spent some time with some really long-timers, Daisy and Wilma, down in our South Mountain facility. These are the people from Top Golf, so a shout out to them, people from Top Golf, coming down as a group and volunteering with the pets and giving Wilma and Daisy a super spa day. They bathed them, they just combed them out, they gave them blow dries, they did all the great things that make doggies feel really, really good. You know, we do a lot of this. We mention all the time about volunteering. We have one-day volunteers. We have, obviously, long-time volunteers. We have group volunteering. It is a great exercise in team building, as the people from Top Golf can testify to. Go to our website, azumaine.org/volunteer, and read about all the different volunteer activities that are out there for you.
Absolutely. It is an amazing way to be able to socialize our pets, and it's so much fun. Thank you so much for that, Perry. And we want to thank the community for stepping up in a big way with an amazing weekend of 352 adoptions, including some of our long-timers. Pet lovers here in the Valley really came through for us during our capacity crisis, and we are so grateful, but the work isn't over yet. We still have nearly 1,300 pets in our care, with more on the way to the adoption floor. So we want to remind you that we do have 2 active adoption specials happening right now. $0 for big dog adoptions with dogs that are 50 pounds and over, as well as critters that have $0 adoption fees. And if you're not looking to adopt but you're wanting to help our homeless pets, you can become a bottle baby foster for some of our tiniest patients, whether it's puppies or kittens, and we want to show you just how adorable and life-saving it is to be a foster hero. Let's take a look.
So
I'm feeding a litter of 3, and I'm on my last little guy of the group here. These babies are about 5 days old. I'm just going to bring him over to our feeding station, and the first thing I'm going to do is get his weight. We weigh all our kittens in grams. So he's 144. So I want to feed him about 7 mLs of formula based on his weight. So that's what we're going to aim for. So I put the nipple in and I kind of just let him take the lead until he delatches. Sometimes we don't get groups that eat as well where we might have to drip feed, but these guys are great latchers. Now we'll see how much he ate. So we'll weigh him again. And he's 151, so exactly 7 mLs. And then the last step to feeding is stimulating them because they're so young. They don't know how to go potty on their own. So we just take a baby wipe and we gently circulate around the genital areas. We want them to pee every time and they should at least poop once a day. Once he's done, I just take his little cozy and just dry his bum to make sure he's nice and dry before putting him back in his kennel. Place him back with his little friends, already sleeping on their warmies. And then in 3 hours, we'll feed him again.
Oh my goodness, it is absolutely adorable and like we mentioned, life-saving, so you can visit azhumane.org/foster if you're interested. And right now we want to introduce you to Han. He's an almost 2-year-old Vizsla mix. Han has a long history with the Arizona Humane Society when he originally was brought to us as a sick puppy who was rescued by one of our emergency animal medical technicians when he was treated in our trauma hospital for puppy strangles, which is an autoimmune disease. As you can see, he has made an absolutely wonderful recovery. He was quickly adopted. I mean, look at those ears. He found his forever home, and fast forward to a year later, he must have gotten out of his forever home because he made his way back to the Arizona Humane Society over the counter as a stray after he was found to be hit by a car. He was treated in our trauma hospital. He was given a surgery on his leg, which he is still recovering from, but he's doing absolutely wonderful. But because of this, he is a part of our Almost Adoptable program, which means that he is still going to be receiving treatment in our trauma hospital at no cost to his future forever family. It's almost adoptable, which means that you can still technically adopt him, but he's going to get all the medications and any follow-up care that he needs through the Arizona Humane Society totally for free. Once he is cleared medically, then that's when you officially adopt him and you pay his adoption fee. But it is such a wonderful way for us to be able to get these pets into their forever homes when they're just in need of minor medical things and not really needing to take up a foster home. So if you're interested in adorable Han here, he is going to need a place to be able to relax a little bit. As you can tell, he takes up a lot of space. He'll need moderate activity and lots of snacks because he is a big and maybe not growing boy, but he does love those snacks. I mean, I cannot blame him. So if you'd like to meet him and if you'd like more information, you can visit him in person at our Papago Park campus, or you can visit azhumane.org/adopt. And speaking of adopting, we still have an absolutely wonderful pet, Maxine, who needs her forever home. She is our longest resident with 80 days and counting. We'll meet her after the break. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, the Arizona Humane Society, like many other shelters throughout the country, have definitely seen a trend where, unfortunately, large dogs are sitting in the shelter much longer than they used to. One of those absolutely incredible pets that we've experienced at the Arizona Humane Society, being on the adoption floor for much too long, is adorable Maxine here, who is our longest resident. Now, Perry, she has been with us for 80 plus days and counting, and I know you have a lot of experience with her because she was at our PetSmart Old Town location before, and now she's trying to fly away into her forever home. But what can you tell us about this adorable girl?
Yeah, of that 80 days, I think she's probably at our PetSmart location for like 75 of them probably, and I've spent a lot of time with her. I take her out for walks. You know, the PetSmart's in a strip mall, and there's a lot of businesses in there, and I take her into all of those merchant places to visit. And you can see the picture of her there. That's one of the hair salons. And look at her in that chair with her getting her hair cut. Everybody in that plaza knows Maxine. Everybody knows her. Everybody asks me, please, Perry, are you going to bring Maxine in today? So that just shows you what kind of a doggy she is. You know, and everywhere I take her, people say the same thing to me. They go, why isn't she being adopted? She's so wonderful. And I have a theory. They're not, the people that come into our shelter don't see Maxine the way the public sees her in that plaza. She's so social. She walks around in the hair salons. She goes from chair to chair, visiting everybody. She loves to sit in chairs, so she gets up on the chair right away. She's extremely treat motivated. And right now, she's huffing and puffing like she always does. She's a very noisy girl. She makes a lot of noise. Not barking, that is, anyway. She's very, very sweet. Maxine gets along with everybody. She's great on a leash. She's extremely house trained. She's extremely treat motivated, so she's a really, really easy train. She's just a wonderful, wonderful girl. She's about 3 years old. She did not come from the greatest of situations. She was found in the backyard with 3 other dogs. And I honestly believe, at least my theory is, I can't prove this, but I have a feeling she was being used as a backyard breeding doggy. She's had lots and lots of litters. Despite all of that, this is the most unbelievably demeanor dog I have ever seen in my life. She never has a bad day in her life. She's happy to be anywhere. The smallest of kennels, she's happy. This is her demeanor. She loves people.
We put the wings on her and she just wants to fly away. But you know what? You're right. She loves people. And the reason why she's acting like this right now is because she sees people back there.
Exactly.
There's a dog back there that she wants to visit. She's been absolutely wonderful. And now, Perry, I wanted to touch really quickly on talking about, pets being outside of their kennel versus in their kennel. When I walked by her, every dog around her was barking. They were, jumping. They were very excitable. She was sitting very calmly in her, I know she's very excited right now, but she was sitting very calm. She was just leaning into the kennel wanting pets. So that truly is a testament to just how wonderful she is. She's just really excited right now.
When she first came in, we actually have a sign on her kennel that says, "I don't bark outside my kennel," because she was kind of barky initially, but she's really, really settled in now, and she's the way you described her.
Yeah.
When you go see her, she's sitting in her kennel. She's got her wings on upside down right now. This is just the way she is. She's just a very mellow girl in terms of her demeanor. Like I said, she loves everybody. She kisses everybody. She greets everybody with this gigantic smile. And like I said, everybody that meets this girl loves her. And I think that's the biggest testament to her. I have just had her in front of tons and tons and tons of people who are total strangers to her. And everybody loves her.
Absolutely. And now she is available at our Papago Park campus location. She does qualify for our Big Dog Adoption Special, where she has $0 adoption fees. Now, if you do know a family that is perfect for her, whether it's your own or whether it's another one, please share her story. Please help us find her perfect forever home. Maybe one that has a yard that she can get all her wiggles out and maybe even play with another puppy friend. So make sure to stay tuned, because we have some absolutely adorable pets who are still waiting to meet you. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, Halloween will be here before we know it, and what better way to be prepared than to have Halloween-colored kitties? Who are these cuties, Bree?
Oh my gosh, these little sweethearts. I bet you can even guess that Frank here has Panther, and I have little sweet, I've already forgotten this one's name.
We got Benny and Panther.
Benny, thank you. I knew it was something with a B. I shouldn't have forgotten that. But Benny and Panther, and my goodness, they are set for the fall weather. So if you take them home, they're going to match your decor for fall. But something we want to talk about today is definitely how black cats and black dogs, black pets in general, struggle at the shelter to get adopted. They typically take a little bit longer, and that's really, it just breaks my heart, because they're just such sweethearts, and it's no fault of their own that they're that color. But definitely share the joy of living with pets, black cats. I know that we've got Black Cat Appreciation Day, so that's something to celebrate, and definitely share on social media why you love your black cat or black dog, and definitely help dispel those myths about having black cats. They're not true, of course, but they do fit your Halloween motif, so it is quite nice. These sweethearts are so loving, and they're purring up a storm. Come down and adopt them.
Oh, absolutely. They are just wonderful, and their foster did a great job with them, as you can see. Thank you so much for that information. And pets help us see the world through rose-colored glasses, but in this case, I think it's more appropriate to say rosy-colored glasses. What do you think, Perry?
Oh, absolutely. Look at her. What a beautiful cattle dog this is. She's 2 years old, and you know, this is a great dog for Arizona. I have said this many, many times before. First of all, they're really, really intelligent, but they're also very, very heat tolerant. They're very rugged dogs, and they just do well in Arizona. There's a lot of them here. This little girl right here, unfortunately, was surrendered by her owner because they were moving and they couldn't take her with them. She's lived with dogs before. She's actually lived with cats. She hasn't lived with children before. It was an adult household. So we're just asking if you do come down to see her, maybe bring the whole family to make sure that it's a good match. Cattle dogs are generally very, very smart too, so I don't think you're going to have any trouble with training. You know, we've mentioned before our capacity problems, and that spills over into a lot of areas. And the one area it's really spilling into right now is owner surrenders. Right now, if you are surrendering an animal who's healthy, it's a 6-month wait. That's crazy. The people who surrendered Rosie actually called us in March, and it was only until recently we were able to get her in the doors. She is a part of the big dog adoption special that we mentioned with Maxine. She is over 50 pounds. So right now her adoption fee is $0. What a bargain that is. Spectacular doggy. Come on down. Go to our website, azumaine.org/adopt, and see all the adoptable animals we have right now.
Oh, she is absolutely incredible. We love our big dogs. Thank you so much for that, Perry. And we also love each and every single person who allows us to be able to save the lives of sick, injured, and abused pets each and every day, especially our staff. So today we're getting an inside look into what inspired Dan Moore to work at our thrift store to be able to help save even more animals in this special way.
My name is Dan Moore. I am Thrift Operations Manager. We have 2 thrift stores, one here and one in Phoenix. I love being able to support animals and still working in a thrift environment, a little chaotic, but I work well in that environment. And I had worked at dog daycares for a while. I knew I wanted to stay working with animals in some capacity, and I like thrifting. And I stopped in one day and just kind of asked, do you guys need anybody? You have an open position? And it must have just been the perfect day, because she said, we absolutely need somebody. And within a week I was working in the store, and now I'm running 2 different stores. So we're selling people's donated goods. We get it all, you know, we get, and our customers love seeing what we have every day. So we're making money for animals that need it, you know. And so I think that's why we get so much good stuff. And just like we have a lot of loyal donors, we have a lot of loyal customers that are in here once a day, twice a day. Sometimes you'll see them 3 times a day even. Genuinely, my favorite part is just being part of a mission that is important to me. Just the whole Arizona Humane Society as a whole, I'm very proud to be part of it all. Yeah, Katana was my first, and she's real special to me. Like all our pets are, they're all special to us, right? But she was 6 months old when I got her. She's 13 now. I still have her. Been through a lot of ups and downs in my life. I mean, she's just, everyone thinks their dog's the best, so you know. But yeah, she's just the best dog. And I don't want to discount my my other dog, Lily. You know, she's my little one. I'm a big and a little, and I love her just as much. She's my shadow, and she follows me everywhere. Big Lebowski. Yeah, Big Lebowski. That I could watch that movie. Most things I can watch once, and I probably won't go back to it. I'll enjoy it, but that one I can watch over and over. I mean, I used to try to play bass in a band. I say try just because I don't think I was ever very good. But I played in a band for a little while. We opened for the Misfits and Vanilla Ice, actually, and we did some cool things as a band. So, but I don't really play anymore. Yeah, that's kind of back in the day kind of a thing.
Oh my goodness, we absolutely love our thrift stores. So if you haven't been able to check them out, make sure to visit either our Mesa or our Queen Creek location, our Cave Creek location. And speaking of loving things, we absolutely love when we have critters on the show. And so we've re-enlisted Frank's help because he is our resident bunny expert. But this is Tanny. She is a 6-month-old short hair bunny. As you can see, she has that beautiful calico coloring that we've seen because she was rescued from a large scale intake, aka a hoarding case, earlier this year. She went to a loving foster hero home for quarantine and to be old enough to be able to get her spay surgery because our female bunnies need to be at least 6 months old before they can do that. And as you can see, she is a big, loving girl. We wish that you could pet her because she is absolutely wonderful, and she's definitely going to make a great companion if you love bunnies. And you know what? If you want to be able to treat yourself, we say that you should come down to our Papago Park location because there's a couple ways that you can do that. Thanks to our Echo Coffee location right in there, you can get an absolutely delicious drink or snack, as well as go on a little shopping spree with 100% of the 100% of the proceeds from that store going back to our homeless pets, and 1% of all proceeds from Echo Coffee going back to help pets as well. And speaking of helping pets, your help allows us to be able to save animals like this. We're going to introduce you to this little one when we come back. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, we met this little one's sister earlier, Morticia, so it only makes sense that we have this little one. And what is its name?
Little Gomez here. So you can start walking around the house going, the Addams family, right? Oh my goodness, what a little sweetheart. And you could probably adopt both of them because you can easily tell them apart, but I'm not pressuring you. I'm just making a suggestion. You know, this little sweetheart was found and the mother was unfortunately deceased. And like, thank goodness that somebody found this little sweetheart because he was able to come in, get taken care of, make sure that he's okay. And he is just a little lover and he's ready for his forever family. And I just think that's so, so wonderful. But something to think about because we are going into fall, and I know we were just talking about back to school. Same thing with your pups. Consider getting them vaccinated. We have appointments available for you, and it's definitely something that helps keep your pets happy and healthy.
Absolutely. It is the #1 way to be able to prevent highly contagious, highly deadly disease. So thank you so much for that reminder. And you know what? We started the show with Lucky Charms. I ruined it. I ruined it. You know what? The cat's out of the bag. We started the show with Frosted Flakes, and now, who is this fairy? Wait a second.
This is Lucky Charms. And yes, you did meet the sibling earlier with Bree. She handled Frosted Flakes. Same story, obviously. They came in 4 kittens, strays. Off to kitten ICU they went, where they got our care, and then they went off to foster home. And we mentioned it, the foster family did a great job with these kittens. They are extremely social, very, very pretty 9-week-old tabby right here. Join us tonight at the Deuce in downtown Phoenix for the Best Fest. It is Phoenix Magazine's Best of the Valley, and the Arizona Humane Society actually qualifies in 2 of those areas. We are actually the best nonprofit and also the best organization to volunteer for. There's going to be drinks there, there's going to be food there, there's going to be karaoke, there's going to be adoptable pets. We are going to receive a portion of the proceeds at that event. Go to our website, azhumane.org/events, and read all about it.
Absolutely. We love that, and we love all of the support that Phoenix Magazine gives us. And thank you so much for tuning in with us. As always, we appreciate your support. We could not save the lives of homeless pets without you. But before we go, we want to give a special thank you to longtime Pets on Parade volunteer and foster hero, Kathi Coniam, who sadly passed away recently. For almost 20 years, Kathi dedicated more than 9,000 hours to helping AHS's homeless pets, both at the shelter and right here on the show, in addition to welcoming many foster pets into her home. Kathi had an incredibly huge and loving heart for all homeless pets, as well as everyone at the Arizona Humane Society. She has touched so many lives, including all of ours here on the show, and we will miss her very dearly. Today's show is dedicated to her and the lasting impact she's made for homeless pets. So we just want to say thank you so much, Kathi. You will be missed.